Thank you, Spencer. Coming up now on 10 minutes after the hour, fans of 8 is Enough never knew that inside Betty Buckley, who played the stepmother on that program, was a talent that would make her one of the great musical theater stars of her generation. But now they know. There was the mystery of Edwin Drood. She introduced us to the song Memory from Cats and won a Tony. And a first album was recently released of Broadway show tunes. They've also been movies along the way, including the unforgettable horror classic Carrie. Well, now Carrie, believe it or not, is about to open up on Broadway as a musical starring Betty Buckley, and she's with us this morning. Nice to have you
Good morning.
You've got to admit it's a little incongruous. I mean, the normal, prototypical musical, boy meets girl, they fall in love, they go away, they sing a few Rodgers and Hammerstein songs, and the curtain falls and everybody applauds. Somebody, when they came up with the idea of making a musical out of a Stephen King book, had to be a little crazy, didn't they?
Well, I don't know. The story itself is, got great archetypes, and it's really a Cinderella story. It happens to involve powers beyond your commonplace teenager, but
yes,
it's
for sure.
She can move objects and create fire and all that. But her story of wanting to be one of the gang and just belong and there is actually a boy meets girl aspect to our show.
They've altered the story a little bit
to
make it...
it's the same story,
but put different emphasis, I mean, to make it fit better into a musical format?
It fits great into a musical format. I think the typical thinking about musical theater is often relative to some of its beginnings, which was musical comedy, but, from the days of West Side Story and Hair and Sweeney Todd, I mean, shows like that. This is a friend of mine came backstage today and says, "Oh, I see, Grand Guignol opera," it's a wild piece. It's really quite wonderful.
There are obvious adaptabilities here to great staging. I mean, because of the things that happened in the story of Carrie. And it seems that that's sort of the trend on Broadway. You go to sort of spectacular staging. Certainly that's true in Phantom of the Opera. Is that true here? I mean, how do you do some of the things?
Our director, Terry Hands, who is also one of our producers and also did the lights in the show. And the design is so beautiful and so clean and so high-tech. It's really very extraordinary design. So we have all the spectacle, of course, with the telekinetic effects, which I'm not going to tell you all about because that's a bit of a surprise, and you should wait till you get there to see. But the staging itself has the spectacular notions, but is real clean and beautiful and classical in design.
You've read all the rumors about the show, that it's opening late, that it's in trouble, that maybe it wouldn't open at all. It's so expensive also to stage a Broadway show now. Do those kinds of rumors, when they get out in the press, does it hurt you? Does it put extra pressure on the show? Is the show going to open?
The show is definitely going to open, and we're getting standing ovations every night since we first started previewing Thursday night. The audience loves it. It's got everything. It really does. I'm not worried about the rumors or the pressures. It's as you can expect, a technically very difficult show to pull together in all of us. But we've got the best of Broadway technicians. I mean, the best in every job category is there at night, from the stagehands to the sound crew and lights, electricians, pyrotechnics, the cast, the whole creative team. And it's a difficult piece. I mean, we all put ourselves on the line because we wanted to grow and learn and try something that was harder than your normal show,
Well, it's more unlikely than your normal show, but you can see the adaptabilities of it to Broadway, and I trust it goes well.
Oh, come see it. You'll like it.
Betty, great pleasure to have you
Thank
here.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being with us. It's 13 minutes after. Olympic figure skaters, Brian